You realize now that the sleeper's been posed. The ashy shadow on his face wasn't cast by a tree.
Hey, which one is this? Ooh. Smoking, chatting. Yeah, I think we saw this one before. Of a witch girl and her kitten familiars. Oh my god, That'll be the basket of kittens. No way! Sorry there. Did I cross the river? 2 stories. Nice. More collecting than sharing. That's good. It's gonna be easier to share.
The car is a lifeline.
We have this picture.
Your one hope to escape the encroaching storm. It rattles along a few yards ahead of the storm front, jouncing and juddering, one pothole away from being swallowed by the choking dust. A figure clings to support straps mounted on the back.
Good try.
You grab the straps and haul yourself up.
Oh,
Shouts the woman on the back.
a fellow observer.
She's wrapped in a scarf and aviation goggles, juggling a pen and a notebook while hanging onto the unsteady car. The dust scours your face and rips at your clothes.
We're not done with our observations.
She threads one arm through the straps and makes another attempt to write, but it comes out illegible.
Blast it. Get inside and take dictation, will you?
Sure.
You clamber through the open back window, and she hands you pen and notebook. You scribble furiously while she dictates the finer qualities of the dust and wind assaulting the car until her voice is hoarse.
That'll do.
She bangs on the roof.
Judith, let's go.
Nice.
Surrounded by fields of corn and rye, a small farm lies fallow. Its tiny stable crumbles into disrepair, and foxtails sprout from its fields. Inside, the sunlight filtering in through 2 small windows turns to hazy gray shafts in the thick dust that blankets the interior. There's not much in the way of furniture, but on a rustic kitchen table, a handwritten note catches your eye. Never opened.
Okay.
It's addressed to Martha and unsigned. Her name is written in the stiff letters of a man for whom literacy is more a formality than habit. If you find this, I'm already gone. Don't come looking for me. Rest is scratchy spirals and circles of halfway readable writing about the noises from the cellar and the hunger in the darkness. The cellar door at the edge of the abandoned kitchen calls to your attention.
Okay.
The door is unlatched. The ground below is deeply stained with some dark residue you can't identify. Upon it, only ancient piles of chains and manacles, slowly turning to rust.
Okay, weird one. We are close to the edge. Should be cross. Okay, let's cross. There was a crossing just here. There is a story there. We can probably pass between those. Good, I have to. Oh, yeah, I can pass. Damn the lag. Okay, game load, please. Nope.
The barn and silo have seen better days. One big storm might bring the whole structure down. A man hollers.
Ken? Ken? I know you're here, boy.
He sees you and lopes across the field toward you.
You seen a boy around? About 14?
No.
He sighs.
My boy is missing. I haven't seen him since last night.
He swallows.
He ain't the type to run off, neither. Can you spare a minute to help look? I'm worried sick.
Of course.
Interior of the barn is dim, even with the great doors thrown open. You check the animal stalls, but find nothing. As you look up to the loft, you spot a gap in the roof. A bit of cloth hangs down. Perhaps a shirt. You climb the ladder and make your way across the roof. A trail of empty beer bottles leads you past a discarded shirt and to the base of the silo. You climb up. There's a hole in the silo roof, a rupture where rotten wood gave way under something large. You maneuver your way along the edge, keeping your weight off the rotted panels. You poke your head inside. He's there, half submerged in the grain. He's been dead for half a day at least. Man's waiting at the bottom of the barn ladder.
Anything?
Of course, we're gonna tell him the truth.
There's a spark of hope in his eyes. He chokes back a sob.
I told him not to go up there. I told him.
He looks up at the tower,
Damn.
then turns to you, tears tracking down his grimy cheeks.
Why didn't he listen?
Damn. It's hard to hear that even in the game. Ugh, I got chills. There's 2 stories. Let's go top one first. Oh, there is another one there.
Here. Can you find her? His voice is soft, cooing. He's lowered himself down so that his head is level with the two blonde-topped boys next to him.
Can you find Grandma?
They're pulling ears of corn off stalks with uncommon gentleness. You don't really say anything. You're just interrupted by the sight of the man's face, a subtle hole under his eye socket.
I didn't see you there.
The wormy body of a stalk borer crawls out of his skull.
You'd best be moving on, Drifter.
That's where was that one? This? No, in this. Come on, you can do it. Oh. Don't use scroll. Let's try that one a little bit. And let's see murderers. Why is the different color there?
The man lowers his paper as you come near. His weather-beaten face is drawn. They say it's spreading. The dust is strangling the land. Half my cattle suffocated in the last storm. We cut open the carcasses to salvage the meat. They were filled with mud. He licks his cracked lips. They stay dry. His land is dying. If the harvest fails again, people will too. You look past him, over his dust-choked fields. You can't imagine anything growing here.
Where would we go? The family came here for a fresh start. All we have is our claim.
His voice is hoarse. We came here when there was no more work back home. Now this. If we leave, it'll just be something else. Your skin prickles gently, though the sky is still clear.
Duster's on its way. Big one.
He calls after you.
Come by in a week. I doubt there'll be a building left standing.
Let's cross into the blue part. Oh, music. Oh, that's the point of the color. Oh, we saw this one. Or... Okay, sure, let's see its story. It's all about a Hotel haunted by the ghost of Twin Toddlers. Okay, we know that one. Didn't change anything here. Okay, half open eye.
A plank has been precariously raised as a tiny jetty over a creek, cutting its way through the woods. She's dressed in a simple baby blue dress of the same cloth as her daughter's. Both are bent at the waist, staring into the clear water.
It fell somewhere in here. Can't have gotten far.
She has the rocky voice of a distraught person who's unused to being distraught.
Hey, you!
She runs toward you, looking through displaced locks of wavy black hair.
Do you see my ring down there in the water?
Oh.
Your
Help.
eyes scan the bottom of the water, looking for a glint of metal among the moving shimmers of tiny, silver-scaled fish.
Found it? Let's see.
You reach down into the water, gingerly grasping a narrow band of gold.
Oh, Lord, thank you so much.
She beams, all but stepping into the water to take it from you.
If you hadn't come around, I'd have lost my grandmother's ring.
Okay.
The ring's magical.
The young girl blurts out.
Of course.
Her mother gives her a mock stern look, as though the daughter has just given away a big secret.
You drop it in the river, and it grants a wish.
Oh my.
The mother laughs, shaking the water from her hair.
Why, I wished a stranger would roll into town with some stories.
Okay. I love the music.
The creature looms
Damn.
in an evergreen clearing, blood spattered around its maw, one enormous paw still buried in the flesh of the man sprawled beneath it. The grizzly spots you. Even at this distance, you can see its yellowed fangs. Slowly, deliberately, it begins to advance on you.
Let's play that.
You drop to your knees, curling into a ball. The only noises you can hear are your breathing and the bear's warning grunts. The bear's rancid breath is hot on your neck as it sniffs you. After what feels like an eternity, it wanders away.
Want to be sure.
You remain still as the light fades. Eventually, you dare to move. It's just you and the dead man in the clearing. He looks dressed for a day foreclosing property, not trudging through the forest. The company here is unsettling, with him dead and you playing so.
I thought for a moment that the guy is gonna stand up to the dead one, but yeah, I guess not. You can just. It's a way back. Want to do this? Oh, did they after him? Say this music. Yeah, you can switch the music. Nope. I don't know. Let's go. nothing between the mountains. Oh. Elena. And there is a story there left. Nice music. Another thing up there.
Fog fills the margins of redwoods, vanishing their high crowns. A strong musk, reminiscent of a gasoline spill, makes your eyes water. Behind distant sets of trees, a titanic silhouette lurches past. Broken lines of blood blotch the stranger's footprints. You come upon a maimed elk, whose sundered antlers have left behind patches of exposed tissue. The sediment-covered corpse seems to have been dragged some considerable distance. The silhouette of the stranger looms at the edge of visible forest. You feel the weight of their eyes upon you.
God.
The stranger doesn't respond.
Oh.
They turn and walk into the fog.
See. So we know this. Let's see. Is it bullshit? Haunted store that lured little chicken with the music. What? There's a story about music haunted store. Oh, children. Music. It's a bullshit. Yeah, Eric. You believe everything you hear. There was a story like that. This is a lot of stories. I need to go back. There was one up there. So those two and then go back.
For hours now, you've seen it circling overhead. Its wings cutting across the sliver of sky you can see framed by the crowns of vast redwoods. But it's gotten closer. The cry that echoed from afar now seems dangerously near.
Okay.
And suddenly, the eagle swoops down, claws splayed before it, wings spreading into a crescent of knife-sharp feathers.
Perfect.
You scramble away from the road, seeking shelter under one of the large trees. The eagle recedes from sight, but then, as the noise of its cry dims, you hear another noise. Some dandy's sleek automobile blazing down the road. It nearly clips you. Were you still standing there, you'd be a goner. The eagle, as if expecting thanks, lands nearby, just for a moment. And then it's in the sky again, looking for whatever lunch it's missing.
Damn. Same. Tak. There is a sleeping spot there.
The Chinook salmon, having come to the end of its journey, is a grotesque beast. A great curved hump on its back, and that deformed hook of a jaw. The raven perched on it is unusually large, with a fat tuft of black feathers wrapped round its neck like a mane. With one practiced peck, it strikes at the salmon's blurred eye and pops it like a grape snapping open under your teeth. After tasting the fluid inside, it turns toward you, beady black eyes glinting in dying sunlight.
You want some? I can't eat this all by myself.
Oop.
Suit yourself.
It steadies itself on the carcass, and some of the uric smell wafts over to you.
Don't look a gift eyeball in the mouth's what I always say.
I'm holding them up.
Its voice is throaty and rough, fittingly.
What are you here for? Not the salmon. People stories, huh?
It tries to preen a stray feather back into place, but it only ends up more crooked.
What's so great about people? You should collect raven stories. Much better.
Okay. I would say the same thing.
Well, this one's a secret.
It flaps its wings and flies towards you, perching on your shoulder.
You see, there once was this raven who liked to...
And then, instead of finishing his thought, he just snaps at your eye with that sharp needle of a beak. You
Damn.
flinch and close your eyes instinctively, losing your balance and taking an ungainly fall onto the soft sand of the riverbed. Cries the raven, once again perched on the dead salmon.
People always fall for it. You should have seen your face.
Nice. Nice one, Raven. Damn, nice one. Let's go sleep. The preacher user restricts. Okay. Nice. Ooh, bunch of stories there. And by bunch I saw two.
The only respite from the rain outside. Enormous trees dwarf even the largest buildings and homes here, and the inn is no exception. But you find its interior as dark as the forest outside.